Good morning.
What was the good morning?
It's because of this, not sponsored again.
Not sponsored drinks. Me,
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah.
green cup, green cup.
Green cup, me blue. Tin can.
tin can, tin can man.
Well, it's just for a couple of days until, I get used to going back to coffee. It's kind of like drying my throat. It's because it's been a while. I think about a month already.
Hmm.
Last I think our last conversation, I drank some coffee and then I have my throat very dry. So yeah.
Yeah.
I've been into monster drinks recently. I mean, I'm loving them recently. So
Well, if whatever gets you through your day, I guess it
ah, okay.
elevates.
Well, anyway, it for today's podcast, I actually have a. It's not a unique question. It's something that came up to for like pop up in my head today. What's the worst color that you've painted? Like, what's the most memorable? I could say memorable. Yeah, the worst color that you painted.
I do have a story about this. I wouldn't say worst, but the most odd.
Most
Maybe,
odd. Okay.
yeah, if I can dig up the archives, maybe I'll find the picture and post it underneath this podcast on at least on social media. I don't know if we can do that on YouTube, but I'll see if I can find it. Okay, years ago when we started, it was probably the first year we were in business. We got asked to paint this woman's apartment, and she was older. By older, I mean she was probably like close to 70 when we and still renting. She never owned a home, and the person who was renting her the apartment said, "Let her have whatever she wants for colors." And so she went wild with color. Like she had one of those. She said her whole life. She's like, my whole life I've had apartment beige, which if you live here in the States, you know what that is. It's like this very neutral, bland, kind of like off-white beige color that is in almost every apartment building. Um, and sometimes nowadays, like it's a gray. It's like a light gray that everyone uses because a lot of apartments have like vinyl floors, the vinyl plank floors. But yeah, so let's just say that this woman picked for her bedroom pink and like a pink and like a mauve, like a mixture of like a pink purple color and black, right? And it was so aggressive. I mean, the pink is pink, the purple is purple, or whatever the mid color was.
I'm thinking of McDonald's grimace.
It looked like a strip club. Is what it looked.
Oh
Not
my gosh.
that I've been to a bunch of those, but it
Hmm.
was so crazy that one of my friends actually he wrote, I think we posted on Facebook like 10 years ago, and he wrote, I feel like I'm being birthed out of a canal.
Oh my gosh.
It was awesome. And it was so aggressive. It was like, and I'm like, oh, you want this in your bedroom? Are you sure? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Um, yes, that's probably the best. I'm gonna find that picture. I gotta find the pictures. I'm sure I took pictures. I don't know. I mean,
Nope.
I'm probably five or six cell phones from that time. But if I don't have it in here, I can probably find it on Facebook. So
Yeah, most likely.
I'm gonna look for that this morning and try to post that for you. So if you made it this far and you're watching this podcast, look below in case I post a picture of the most wild looking room that me personally, I think we ever painted. We've had to do stuff for like museums and stuff. We work for the Buffalo Science Museum, and we had to do some pretty wild color schemes for them before, like purple, yellow, green, all, we'd had to break up rooms, like split them in half and do half the room black, half the room green. So you have to actually measure it out, tape it down the middle. So not things you would put in a home, right? Like you wouldn't do that in your house, but
Like
yeah.
I can imagine, because I've learned quite a few concepts on the paint. Like how would that room look like when the sun hits it, and then especially when it goes a bit, no, not totally dark, but a bit, like an afternoon dark or like an evening dark. Like how would it look like? I'm gonna be like in Five Nights in Freddy's kind of vibe scenarios. I'm not gonna want purple in my, well, to each their own, but I love purple. Purple is my favorite color, but I'm not going to paint my wall purple.
I noticed the blossoms behind you have a pinkish purple tint to them.
Oh yeah, I'm in Japan.
You're in Japan today. I see that. So yeah, color's so subjective. That's why I don't pick colors for people anymore. We used to do it again. I think we talked about this another time, but we don't do really color consultation anymore because it doesn't matter how great the paint job is. If I picked you a bad color, you're not going to be happy. So part of our goal with this business is really to make people happy about their homes and their spaces. And there's a lot of science in color. There's a whole courses on it for interior designers. They take courses on color spectrometry, I think it's called. And it's it's coordinating colors for different moods and things like that. Listen, I know
You have a fancy name for that kind of study. In my culture, it's just feng shui.
feng shui,
Feng
yeah.
shui. Yeah, feng shui.
Yeah, we have I've experienced it in my home, in homes that I've lived in. I currently have mostly white and with navy blue accents in my house because I live near a body of water. I told you when I came home from the Caribbean, I had Caribbean colors everywhere in my house, which looked really ridiculous because I live in a northern climate. But yeah, it's really subjective and it's fun. You can and that's a fun. We have customers who I have a few customers who repaint their houses every couple of years, even though they don't need to. Like the interiors, they just they want to spend the money and freshen up the place. So, yeah, it's fun. That's one of my favorite things about doing this kind of work is the instant gratification of like transforming a space. Nobody looks at the framing or the drywall and is like, "Oh, that looks amazing." It's not so paint gets on the walls and stain gets on the trim, and the finishing touches are what make the space look aesthetically pleasing. So, yeah, good question. That was fun. So yeah, if you made it this far, I will find that. I'm determined to find that picture. So. Let us know in the comments that you actually watched the whole bit today and don't just cheat and look at the picture.
Don't scroll I forgot what it's called, but when you watch a video, there's like a line bar there. Don't scroll it out and then watch it. I'm not gonna put this the timestamp in, so you gotta have to watch it.
You have to watch it. Okay. All right. Well, that was good. You have a fantastic day in Japan, and I will carry on over here in Buffalo. Peace.
Peace out.